Autism. What is autism? It's a very complex disorder. By definition, it's a neurological disorder, some issue in the brain which makes this individual exhibit the behaviors. The experts who understand brain and the brain function pretty well also believe that autism is not dumb, but very difficult to understand. Autism is detected on one single piece of paper. There is no medical test to detect autism. It is categorized in communication, behavior, and socialization. Any issue or any problem with the communication, speech delay, or slow developing speech, with behavior issues and with socialization issues, can put any child or any individual on autism spectrum, and it's a very big spectrum.
Our autism journey started when our only son, Akhil, got diagnosed at 18 months. We as parents were suspicious that something was different about Akhil. He was little slow, had tantrums, and did not respond as any other children at his age would respond. He was responding to his name and he had no language at his first birthday, and following that he went into a rapid regression where he lost his eye contact, lot of behaviors, tantrums, head banging. At 18 months, we got an official diagnosis of autism where we were told that it's a lifelong disability. He might speak late or never speak and will be dependent entire life and completely forget about recovery. So it was very devastating initially because we were in the denial state for obvious reasons. But we very quickly passed the anger guilt state and accepted his diagnosis of autism. This helped us to act fast, and we moved on to early intervention and other resources which Akhil could get help from, because in US fortunately there was good awareness and we could really educate ourselves, like hire a team of professionals who were like working on daily basis with Akhil, and we would like to thank our school district who helped us with that. Since at 1.5 years, since we believe that education is the only way to proceed with, and that's the only way towards his recovery, we were inspired by a book by Catherine Morris, who wrote a book, Let Me Hear Her Voice, and that was like our whole and soul light of guidance to work towards Akhil's intervention. Akhil made some progress with the educational intervention. He started giving some fleeting eye contacts, which was none before, and he could do some imitations. But over a period of time, through the education mode, he reached into a plateau, and we had to start looking into some other interventions which could help him progress quicker and faster and are more effective. And that's where we moved towards biomedical treatments.
Akhil is 10 years old now, and till 3 years of his age, we concentrated only on the educational side, the different teaching approaches. And once we hit a plateau, and that's how our biomedical journey started, we changed our perspective a little bit to see it from a medical perspective, and that's how we have tried n number of treatments under supervision of an open-minded biomedical doctor, and they talk about all the experimental treatments which are not approved by FDA.
We saw a specialist doctor in Maryland, Dr. Harry Wax, and when we met him almost 2 times now, and he gave the diagnosis of Akhil that he doesn't have autism. Autism is more like a behavior, and he falls into the category of visual spatial learner, where he learns all the things as a part of concept. So he doesn't like, or rather he is not a learner by going like step by step and give him into pieces and that builds the building. Rather he say, okay, this is the building, and he figure it out, okay, how and when and what are the details, he can go and figure it out. But with that angle of help, or rather direction from Dr. Harry Wax, is where we saw a different Akhil now. He does a lot of typing on iPad and communicates with us. That typing also is now fading away to some good language, which needs some articulation, but still he's able to communicate using iPad and trying to talk and convert into words. So he has an amazing connection with us now, and he's almost on the path of recovery.
We are very, very lucky to be in US, as there's a huge awareness of autism in US. Not only the educational resources, but there are many non-profit organizations, there are many experimental research, and there are many open-minded doctors who are willing to do more and more research. And there is a support from the government, US government. US government calls these children or puts this under a category of special need, and they take care of the children's schooling right from early intervention before the school. And once the school starts, it's the government responsibility to making sure by law every child gets the proper education and should not be denied the education. Thus, there are a lot of private schools and government schools which incorporate all these educational needs. There are many organizations, many certified professionals who conduct workshops where parents like us go and attend those workshops. But whenever we go to India, we see there's a lot of struggle, and though the Indian government has considered these children under a Disability Act, and every child has a right of education in every private sector or public sector, but still unfortunately the parents are struggling, the professionals are struggling, and there are many schools and organizations again initiated by the parents and professionals, and they are still struggling to get a resource or help from the government, and they are doing a phenomenal job of bringing up all these educational resources and creating an awareness of educational resources in India. There are many organizations in India struggling to get the proper certification for the professionals. And besides that, there are very few professionals from the medicine community, from the medical community, who are looking into scientific research for the new research, and they are trying to seek help from the government, but there's still a struggle. Mission of our Akhil Autism Foundation is to create awareness about autism and help families with various treatments and interventions options available in US and make it available in India. You want to educate the parents, healthcare professionals, and caregivers on all the treatments options available. We also want to eradicate various myths related to autism. Akhil Autism Foundation was incorporated in 2009, right after Akhil's 7th birthday. And since then, we have our first biomedical doctor from India who attended a training in US in Dallas 2009 conference. We have more than 250 members of a foundation from India, and more than 100 children have started on the first line of treatment recommended by the biomedical expert in India. In 2010, we did our first international conference in Kolkata to create the awareness of behavior intervention, and we collaborated with Skill Sprouts from USA. And in 2011, we collaborated with Global Autism Alliance, and this was the first international project to create an awareness of autism in Kerala. They will be conducting 100 camps, out of which 10 camps have been successfully done. And starting 2012, our biggest project is a 3 years project in collaboration with UDAN, an organization based in Delhi. They have a rehabilitation center for all the neurological disorders, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, autism, and in collaboration with UDAN, we will be submitting our first research project to the India government, and we will be doing the awareness camps that autism is a medical disorder in all the prime cities of India.
Thank you all for coming today to support the cause and support our foundation. Your generosity and your support is highly appreciated, and it is really motivating for us. So thank you again for coming today.
April is Autism Awareness Month. If you know anybody who has autism, please refer them to Akhil Autism Foundation.
Your blessings are extremely commendable. So thank you so much again for that. These are the blessings which we want, and your support which keeps us very motivated to keep going and keep doing and contributing towards the community of autism. Thank you again.